how to make your friends think you're smarter than you really are. Let me go and get this stuff synced in together. We'll talk for a little bit before we start playing. There's that, and now we share it out. Spinny, 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 spinny. There we go. Now we're not spinny, spinning no more. All right, there's that. Let me see here. Good evening, Lee, Tony, Terry. Hope you guys are all doing well. Freedom, howdy, howdy. Good evening to you, Terry. Yeah, I kind of had to refill my cup and decide how I was going to not die of dehydration in this 85-degree house with on. So oh, let me see here. Storms are coming. Storms are coming. Every single time we got rain on the western front, we have interference with the Wi-Fi. I know it's not here yet because I still see sunshine. We had some hard wind earlier, though, I'll tell you what. Paul's of fury. Hope everybody's ready for this. We've not done Civil War trivia in a while. Just depend. The gun that you use for squirrel hunting in the morning all depends on how much coffee you've had and how good your eyes are in the morning. We used to go deer hunting with squirrel hunting with 22. Found out today my sister that was supposed to help mom with her bills has been keeping all her money. Nice. Oh, that's wonderful. Yep. I had an old single shot bolt action 22 that my grandfather bought me a week before I was born. I shot it the first time at like 3 years old. Thing had little or no kick to it at all. My dad laid me right up against his chest and put his finger on top of mine, and I shot my first beer can at like 3 years old with it. And that's what I had up until 19. Used to go through a lot of single shot brass. Plop. Plop. Then again, I had a dad that liked to drink beer, so I always had targets laying around by the barrel full. Yeah, I know. I'm not real big on eating shot either. Yeah, and it's just way too much extra work to go through and pick all the shot out. I had to pay 2 years of taxes and water bills. She drove up today in her 2023 vehicle. I wanted to smash it, but I didn't. But now I'm completely broke. Well, you know that if she is taking money out of your mom's account to pay your mom's bills, her bank action, which you can't erase, the bank action will show that she's moving money from mom's account to hers, but not paying any of mom's bills. So technically you can bust her ass for doing that to your mom, Terry. You don't have to smash her car, you can smash her life. I learned that little trick when my mother-in-law lived here, and she was taking care of all grandma's bills, because when she moved out, I was supposed to take over paying those bills. So everything that was transferred from here to here to here to here to here, everything that was paid out, everything that was an automatic withdrawal, the bank's computer keeps a record of all of that. So all you have to do is take the step to bring charges against her for theft, and you won't just smash her car, sweetie, you'll smash her life. They don't look very kindly on elder abuse like that, whether it's financial abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, whatever it is. If your daughter took over the finances, then the first thing your daughter needs to do is go in there and change all the passwords. That way your sister has no access anymore to any of grandma's or any of your mom's accounts. And it's very easy to go in and change the password. And your daughter, the really cool thing is, your daughter can change it to a password your sister will know nothing about, like motherly love, compassion, empathy, something that's not even in her vocabulary. Good girl. I would hug your little girl right now if I was there, because that's the smartest move she could have ever made. Good. Let her pay for her own shit now, so Mom don't have to anymore. quite honestly, under the suspicion of theft, and we ran into this when somebody got grandma's credit card number a couple of years ago and had made a big purchase in Utah, had bought a bunch of very rare Pokemon cards, bought a new gaming system, bought a bunch of games. We didn't even have to have power of attorney because Steph's uncle has power of attorney, but we're the ones that live here with grandma and take care of her. And all we had to do was call the bank and say, hey, there's a theft that's going on. This money was taken. This money was utilized for this. And they went right after them. They checked the accounts. They checked withdrawals. They checked everything. And we got copies of all that, and we're not powers of attorney. It was mailed right here to the house. So, all right, guys, it is 12 minutes after. We have got just a few more minutes. We're going to start some of this here Civil War trivia. I got some good questions for you tonight. Some of them are pretty easy. Some of them will make you think. Sister forgot my daughter works for a lawyer. They made my daughter a POA. So that's the end of that. But now I have to try to save some money. Just had to replace hubby card. Got hit with a skimmer. Those things are intelligent. I'm fascinated by those skimmers. Little teeny tiny thing that slides right into an ATM slot or something like that. And all you do is slide the card or put the card in, and it automatically reads the data right off of them. I don't know when Jana's going to be in tonight, guys. She is off getting herself prettified right now for her trip up here in a few weeks. Getting her hair done. Jay should be popping in about any time if he got off in time. Looks like we got 7 in here now. A couple of people back there lurking in the shadows. Yeah, I see you. Get on down here where they can hear me better. Now, I thought that might be the start of a scrap. Something tells me you piss Terry off enough, you're going to see the meaning of the word scrap. Her sister might find herself removed from the driver's seat and placed in the rumble seat of that 2023 car. Oh wait, they don't have a rumble seat, they got a trunk. I'll be damned. How about that? Ready to be quizzed, Don? Can't be any harder than the IBG test. Alright. Home slice? We'll find out. What month and year did the Civil War break out? What month and year did the Civil War break out? What month and year did the Civil War break out? LBG, not IBG. It was April 1861. Good job, Tony. Damn, you got ahead of Lee. You coming out, Lee? What incident marked the beginning of the Civil War? What incident marked, you're delayed, well, hit your little refresh button up top there. I'll wait for you. It was Fort Sumter. It was Fort Sumter. The Confederate troops attacked Fort Sumter in South Carolina. What was always believed... Now get off my damn screen. What is this? What was always believed to be the contentious issue contributing to the Civil War? What was always believed to be the contentious issue contributing to the beginning of the Civil War? Slavery was always believed to be the contentious issue. What was the true issues that led to the beginning of the Civil War? What were the true issues that led to the beginning of the Civil War? It was cotton, it was taxes, it was industry. State rights. Good job, gentlemen. Good job. Who did Abraham Lincoln beat in the election of 1860? Who did Abraham Lincoln beat in the election of 1860? Told you they weren't all going to be easy. Some loser. Breckinridge was one, and Breckinridge was the one I had listed here. Breckinridge is the one I had listed right here on my list. We'll bring this down here so it's not casting a shadow on me. What was the first strategic battle plan for the northern states? What was the first strategic battle plan for the northern states? It was the Anaconda Plan. Good job, bud. It was the Anaconda Plan. What day, the Colts, half a point for that one. What day marked the first Battle of Bull Run? What day marked the first Battle of Bull Run? I believe, yeah, I start to say, I believe you know it as Manassas, sir. Let me see here because they have a different date. So let me see here. Okay, well, that's good because they botched up and left a 2 off. It is the 21st of July as the first day of the Battle of Manassas. They have July 1st, 1861. See what happens when people type fast? It's all right, Terry. It happens. I was able to pull them back up on my end. Poopy caca happens. No big deal. It was an accident. There. Now it's not down in my ashtray no more. Battles and stuff I do not know at all. The United States Civil War was one of the bloodiest, deadliest wars throughout history. How many men gave their lives during the entire Civil War? Too much shit's been happening. As a younger person, I was kind of ashamed that the country couldn't resolve issues without war. That is a good in-between number, Lee, I'm sorry. They said 620 to 750,000. There were thousands more left injured or missing. But dead was between 620 and 750,000. And well, 640 is in between those two, so we'll take it. Very hard to calculate. Very hard to calculate. Which state was the first to set the notion that a state had the right to nullify federal laws and secede from the Union? Which state was the first to set the notion I didn't even have to repeat it. He's not lagging no more, y'all. You better be sitting there just ready to hit those keyboards. It is South Carolina. I had a bat fly through my room the other night. Did he did he hang upside down right behind you, and when you turn around did he say, "I'm Batman"? To be a young and attractive male in 1866. There was a lot of widows. There was a lot of widows. Can you name the supreme commander of the Confederate Army in the siege of Vicksburg? Can you name the supreme commander of the Confederate Army in the siege of Vicksburg? Who was it was Lieutenant General John C. Pemberton. Good job, sir. I knew you was going to be on this like a dung beetle on a pile of cow poop. I was right. You're always my dung beetle. Who served as Secretary of State throughout the Civil War? Who served as Secretary of State throughout the Civil War? Who served as Secretary of State throughout the Civil War? It was William H. Seward. William H. Seward. Please, too fast. Buyer of Alaska. There you go. Made that deal with Russia. Bought the whole Alaskan frontier and almost doubled the size of our country. What tragedy took place just 5 days after the surrender at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia? What tragedy took place just 5 days after the surrender at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia? Well, you know, all the years that Lee has been a Civil War reenactor probably kind of helps too. 39 cents an acre. Yeah, it was something like that. It was some ungodly low figure. And yes, it was the assassination of Mr. Lincoln. You are correct, both of you guys. Good job. What was the last official day of the American Civil War? What was the last official day of the American Civil War? No, the last official day. That's when the fighting actually stopped, like down in Texas and stuff. It took them several months to get the word down there to the soldiers fighting. Believe it or not, Terry, you are pretty doggone close right there. It was actually the ninth. What was the last official battle of the Civil War? What was the last official battle of the Civil War? It was Palmetto Ranch, Texas. The Battle of Palmetto Ranch. Now here's a good one that I didn't know about till earlier. I can't even make myself tell jokes about the 10th. I said it was Palmetto Ranch. Palmetto Ranch, Texas. Hey, Roy and Becky. Good to see you guys. Ain't seen you in God since forever. Hope things are going well down there in the Southwest right now and you guys aren't melting into a puddle of your own juices. Oh, the date? It was May 9th, I believe. Let me look here real quick. Yes, May 9th, 1865. Who devised the first ever plan to win the war with as little bloodshed as possible? Who devised the first ever plan to win the war with as little bloodshed as possible? It was not Gatling. Who devised the first ever plan to win the war with as little bloodshed as possible? Not McClellan. Yeah, I want a Gatling gun too. I know guys up here, man, they get paid big money to bring a Gatling gun out to the reenactments and stuff and let people fire it, even if they just take a couple cranks. We have one event that I do every other couple years. They get paid like $400 or $500 to bring out that Gatling gun for the weekend. Separated right now. Been in Indiana since June 10th. She'll be back to Flagstaff in about 10 days. Wow. Oh, ow, wow, wow. No, it was not Grant. Hey, Jay, good to see you. Doctor stuff. I knew that she was kind of ill there for a while, or wasn't exactly herself. But yeah, I didn't know she came back up to Indiana. I'm glad she got herself taken care of, though. You're out of guesses. It was General Winfield Scott. General Winfield Scott came up with the first plan to win the war with as little bloodshed as possible. Yeah, when you talk to your wife again, man, send her my love and tell her I'm glad she got herself taken care of. I put her on a train, turned around. When gas hit $5 a gallon. Well, I don't know about down there where she's at right now, down around your homestead, but our gas is right about 4.25 a gallon right now. It dropped like $1.50 overnight. So, and it's been maintaining that area. I've not seen it hit 4.35 in 2 weeks. He wasn't around long, so he kind of gets forgotten. General Scott, how dare you, sir? When did South Carolina secede from the Union? What day, month, and year did South Carolina secede from the Union? It was $3.99 in Bloomington, but $4.50 here. Holy crap. What day, month, and year did South Carolina secede from the Union? It was December 1860. It was not the 12th. It was 5 days before Christmas, 1860, December 20th. Good job, Terry. See that? That's yours right there, girl. That's yours. Good job. What date, day, month, and year again, did the southern states agree to form their own federal government? On what day, month, and year did the southern states decide to form their own new federal government? Oh, and he straight up answered it, and it is wrong. Oh, 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 oh. Leeler. Nah, it was 1861. It was 1861. You just got the wrong month. It was February 4th, 1861, when the southern states decided to form their own new federal government. Can you name the ships that fought in the first ironclad battle? Can you name the ships that fought in the first ironclad battle? They were monitor ships. They were monitor ships. The Monitor and the Merrimack. but they were both Monitor-class vessels. Good job, Jay. Good job, Tony, remembering the Monitor. In total, how many Confederate states were there? In total, how many Confederate states were there? Oh, Roy said 13. Lee said 11. Lee had it right. There were 11 Confederate states in the CSA. I'll let you two Rebs duke it out with each other while I move on to the next question. The Monitor class is the U.S. Navy. Well, you know, it's my show, and I'm just teasing. The trivia grouping that I've got right here said both ships were practically identical, and they both fell under the Monitor class, because the Merrimack was almost completely copied from the plans of the Monitor, which made them both a Monitor class ship. What do you think today's USA would look like if the South had won? You know, Tony, I don't have to guess at that. There is a show on Netflix called If the South Had Won. It is 90% comedic. They play a bunch of commercials and stuff as they would be played in a comedic universe if the South had won. But the whole show is about that. I advise you, if you get a chance, find it and watch it. I laughed so hard I was crying watching these goofy commercials and this goofy show. Goofy, yes. Accurate? Might be surprised. Monitor was far more superior, had a revolving turret, unlike the Virginia. See, Lee knows his Civil War. They aren't counting Missouri and Kentucky. My family fought for CSA. Kentucky, there were 13. Well, you know something? Points don't matter, so we'll roll with that. Just the criminals were revved. Virginia was angled iron pieces placed on top of Merrimack base. Very cool. Maryland. Don't forget Maryland. Can't forget Maryland. The Second Battle of Bull Run was part of what campaign? The Second Battle of Manassas was part of what campaign? The Second Battle of Bull Run / Manassas was part of what campaign? How hard is it to convince sailors to get on those pre-sunk boats? Watch Sahara with Matthew McConaughey yesterday about the Confederate Texas supposedly took gold to Africa. Wow. You know, I've never watched Sahara. I really should. I've only heard good things about it. Well, it leads to the Maryland campaign. But it started as another campaign. The Second Battle of Bull Run / Manassas, for all you gray suit wearing folk out there, was part of what campaign? It was not the Peninsula Campaign. It was not the Manassas Campaign. The Second Battle of Bull Run was part of the Northern Virginia Campaign. The Northern Virginia Campaign. Moving on. During the second invasion of the North, Robert E. Lee faced defeat at what battle? During the second invasion of the North, Robert E. Lee faced defeat at what battle? It was Gettysburg. The Battle of Gettysburg, July 1st through the 3rd, 1863. Name the President of the Confederate States of America. Name the President of the Confederate States of America. America. It was Jefferson Davis. I knew all you guys would jump on that one. That's easy. In April 1862, at which battle did the Confederates push Union forces up against the river in a surprise attack? In April 1862, at which battle did the Confederates push Union forces up against the river? It was the Battle of Shiloh. I'm sure there's probably some in here, Tony. McClellan and Lee fought which battle near Sharpsburg, Maryland? McClellan and Lee fought which battle near Sharpsburg, Maryland? The Battle of Sharpsburg. Now, you know as well as I do that they're only going to have northern answers here. They're only going to have northern answers on this quiz. That got company, yes, even out in the middle of the woods, people find you. Go enjoy your company. Come back when you can, bud. Yeah, I know it's biased, isn't it? I might wear a blue cap, but doggone it, I still, I still use both names a lot of times. I'm only gonna give Southern names. But that's not the answer that they have on the quiz, sir. You have to give the northern name for it. Leader, leader, leader. To the victors go the spoils. Yeah, they get to call it whatever they want. I refuse. Antigen. It's too soon. Death before dishonor. Oh, I swear to God, guys. Well, what the Confederates so romantically phrased as the Battle of Sharpsburg was actually called the Battle of Antietam. The Battle of Antietam. Good job, Roy, for actually saying what the quiz says. Lee, I guess I have to support death before dishonor. I have to support it. So, good job, Jay, for knowing what the Battle of Sharpsburg was called by the victors of the conflict. Again, neener, neener, neener. It's halftime. We don't have a halftime here. Ain't got nobody performing out here in the center of the field. Ain't got the cheerleaders. Ain't no halftime here. I'm rather old, limited length of time left. You ain't old either, Tony. Don't even start that crap. Who ordered PGT Beauregard to attack Fort Sumter? Who ordered PGT Beauregard to attack Fort Sumter? I wouldn't think so, Terry. Freedom, I don't think Freedom would actually think that that you did that on purpose. Hell, it happens on here all the time. Jan's done it. Accidentally blocked somebody's message or erased it. It was Jefferson Davis that ordered Beauregard to attack Fort Sumter. You are correct, sir. She is a nice person. She is a nice person. You are correct. Which Union general stated, "May God have mercy on General Lee, for I will have none"? Which Union general stated, "May God have mercy on General Lee, for I will have none"? It was not Grant. It was Joseph Hooker. General Joseph Hooker. May God have mercy on General Lee, for I will have none. Hey, Terry. Good to see you. It was General Joseph Hooker. Well, here's a good one that not many people know, and they don't teach this in history class, even when I was in history. Which Southern American politician who was born into slavery stole a Confederate military ship? Which Southern American politician who was born into slavery stole a Confederate military ship? Which Southern American politician who was born into slavery stole a Confederate military ship? And coined a phrase that is still used today to reply to someone who makes a goofy comment. That's the clue. Actually, I don't know if that's where the comment came from, but I hear it all the time, so I'm just guessing. No, his name wasn't Idiot. Was featured on Drunk History, yes. It was Robert Smalls. And the phrase I was referring to, I'm sure if any of you guys have younger relatives or friends with kids, you've heard somebody say, "You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me." I'm just guessing, I don't know. Yep, "You're killing me, Smalls." You got it. It was Robert Smalls. What became the leading cause of death of men during the Civil War? Never heard it with smalls attached? Oh, I do all the time. I hear it all the time. I'll say something completely off the wall and stupid. My wife will say, "You're killing me, Smalls." My daughter says it. The answer to that question is disease. Disease killed more men during the Civil War than the bullets that were getting fired at them to cause the disease. The infection, the dysentery, the colds and flus, all that stuff killed more men than the bullets that were fired at them. Enforcer, hey. She's long. Let me go back up there and see. Hold on, guys. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at? There she is. Huh. Bloop. Enforcer, tell her to try now. Somehow she got hid on the channel, and I don't know how she got hid on the channel. There she is. Welcome back. Yeah, poor Terry, she's been distraught. She thought you left because you was angry because she accidentally hit that message and blocked it or erased it. And I'm like, nah, she ain't mad about that. Been here, couldn't respond. Well, I'm glad we didn't say nothing bad about you then. YouTube is effing with you. Yeah, like that's anything out of the ordinary. YouTube's always effing with somebody. All right, let us roll back up in here and get back these questions. Which was the longest single battle of the American Civil War? Which was the longest single battle of the American Civil War? Hey Jan, good to see you, dear. Hope your hair appointment went well. It was not Petersburg. Exactly the way I wanted it. Cha, there you go. Which was the longest single battle of the American Civil War? It was not Vicksburg. Let me see here. I'll say, hey, I'll get back over here now. Not Gettysburg, not Spotsylvania, not Shiloh. My friend knows just how I want it to look. She does a great job every time. Very cool. I'm glad she got it just right. It was not Atlanta. Let me give you a clue, gentlemen. It was the battle for a port. It was the battle for a port. Not Virginia, not Charleston, not Mobile Bay. Yeah, Charlestown was Revolutionary War. Old Joe, you come across a man on the Oregon Trail. He says his name is Terry. You laugh and say, that's a girly name. Terry shoots you. You've died of dysentery. Dysentery. That's good. It is the Battle of Port Hudson. Jay got another one. It is the Battle of Port Hudson. Good job, Jay. I can finally answer and still off. Dysentery. I'm going to have to remember that joke. Whenever things get too serious in here, I'm going to tell the Terry joke. Who served as Abraham Lincoln's Secretary of the Navy during the Civil War? Who served as Abraham Lincoln's Secretary to the Navy during the Civil War? That's a good joke. I like that one. Who served as Abraham Lincoln's Secretary to the Navy during the Civil War? It was Gideon Welles. Gideon Welles. And go figure, his great-great-great-granddaughter got lost on a 3-hour tour and wound up spending years on a deserted island with a smart dude, a heavy-set dude, a movie star, 2 rich folk, and an autistic kid. I don't know. I had to pull that one out of recesses. I'm sure you did. Hey, Justin, good to see you, bud. Good to see you. Which battle took place at the River of Death? Which battle took place at the River of Death? Fantastic book is The Lincoln Conspiracy. If you've never read it, I never have. I've heard of it, but y'all know about my financial standing. I can't just afford to go out and buy books and stuff. It is the Battle of Chickamauga, which translates to the River of Death. Hey, talking about the first assassination attempt on Lincoln. What you think about that video today of his inaugural speech? John Wilkes Booth standing up on the balcony right above him. I thought that was a very cool picture. When you zoom into it, you can actually see Booth standing up there on the balcony above Lincoln as he gives his inaugural speech. So was Mud. Who was the Army officer that fired the first shot in the defense of Fort Sumter? Who was the Army officer that fired the first shot in defense of Fort Sumter? It was not Anderson. That is why she was exonerated. She was the only one of the co-conspirators that was exonerated and set free. The rest of them were hung. Mary Surratt was the only one to be exonerated for her participation in the planning or the conspiracy. She was hung too. Well, who was the one that was exonerated? Wait a second. Out of all the conspirators, gotcha. I started to say out of the conspirators, one of them was exonerated of all charges. So, okay, now I know. I guess she was hung too. I was wrong. Hold the presses. Stop the presses. This guy up on the screen is dumber dog shit. He's giving out wrong answers to everybody. Who was the Army officer who fired the first shot in defense of Fort Sumter? I'm going to find out here real quick. Hold on. John Harrison Surratt, Jr. He avoided arrest immediately after the assassination by fleeing to Canada and then to Europe. Let me rephrase the question to make sure. Exonerated. Well, according to this, the only one of them that was freed was Dr. Samuel Mudd. Said, doctor who aided Lincoln's killer is cleared. Sentenced to life, but then gets freed by Johnson after tending to sick prisoners at Fort Jefferson. Saturday, all our brains will be fired out here in the Northeast. Be happy to send you audiobook file, that book, if you would like. I don't have anything big enough to download an audio file on. I've tried to download audio files before on my phones, and they are too big. I appreciate it, though. George James is correct. Thought it was George James. Forgot his middle name. He went to prison for life, I think. I've been to Mudd's grave. Okay, yeah, I have no clue. I don't know. Getting back to the question at hand, who was the Army officer who fired the first shot in defense of Fort Sumter? Yeah, we went on a slight detour. You didn't miss anything. Trying to figure out which one of Lincoln's conspirators, or which one of the conspirators in the assassination went free. I used to know lots of Civil War info, killed most of those brain cells. The hamster got slightly yeah, squirrel. All right, since nobody's going to take a crack at that question, that gentleman that fired the first shot in defense of Fort Sumter was Abner Doubleday. Abner Doubleday was the officer that fired the first shot in defense of Fort Sumter. No, Justin, I do not have a way up there. Mike is out of Civil War. Big Rapids did it in for him last year. He barely moved out of his chair for a week after he got home from Big Rapids because of the heat. So even though we weren't wearing wool, we were wearing cotton. Nope, he's done. Abner Doubleday. What was the name of the first combat submarine to sink an enemy warship? What was the name of the first combat submarine to sink an enemy warship? It was the CSS Hunley. That was the name of the first combat submarine used to sink an enemy warship. This'll make y'all think. Hey, Sasquatch. Good to see you, bud. You choose if I'm mean right or joking. Where was the Battle of Fort Donelson fought? Where was the Battle of Fort Donelson fought? Hey, Richie. Good to see you, bud. Where was the Battle of Fort Donelson fought? Yep, Fort Donelson. Man, I'm getting them all over the board here. Tennessee, Georgia, Tennessee. Let me see here. We're going to make sure again. That's what I do. Okay. According to the worldwide interweb, Fort Donelson was fought in Dover, Tennessee. According to this dumbass quiz I got here, the Battle of Fort Donelson was fought in Washington country. Washington country. I don't know what that's got to do with Dover, Tennessee, but obviously it don't matter because it's wrong and this quiz is retarded. Shiloh, Dr. Henry and Donelson. George James fired the first shot for the Confederates. Doubleday fired the first shot in defense. You got it. Yeah, maybe it is county. I don't know. I didn't go that far into it. It is Dover, Tennessee. I consider that a valid answer. Tennessee, Dover, Tennessee, land of the Vols. Boop. Home of the Titans, whatever. Yeah, that's right. It's Northern propaganda. Bastards. How many individual battles were fought in the 7-day battle? How many individual battles were fought in the 7-day battle? Can't trust them Yanks. Well, I trusted the Yank yesterday to bring a 12-pack by, and he did. And we split that puppy down the middle. How many individual battles were fought in the 7 days battle? I have got a 12. I have got a 7. Neither one of those are the answer to the question that I asked. 19. No, sir. Not 4, not 21. Why did I sent out, I didn't invite anybody. I sent out or I set this up like 3 or 4 hours ago. And I didn't even make a community post about it. I just set it out. So why in the world you didn't get the notification about it, I have no clue. Not 1, not 3, not 8. Y'all keep trying, you'll get it. Keep grabbing them, not 3,679. It was 6. Jay got it. It was 6. There were 6 individual battles in the 7 days battle. I don't know what's causing that thing to go spinny, 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 guys. I got no clue. I got full internet, full signal. Let me see here. Looking up, get a private notice about the visit. Audio down. I looked into it. Circles. He has went to the spinner. Shitty internet. I don't get it. I got a full signal on everything here. Weather so far is good. We got storms coming in tonight from the northwest, but right now weather's good. When was the Battle of Chancellorsville? When was the Battle of Chancellorsville? When was the Battle of Chancellorsville? May 1st to the 3rd, 1863. I'm going to check that too because they have a completely different answer down here. Oh, I got the same answer up there on the good old interweb. When was the Battle of Chancellorsville? Those dates that you gave, Lee, are in those days. Yes, that's exactly what it shows. Even off of Wiki, when I type in Battle of Chancellorsville, it says April 30th through May 6th, 1863. So, there you go. April 30th through May 6th, 1863. Well, this will make you think right here. In what two counties was the Battle of Chickamauga fought? In what two counties was the Battle of Chickamauga fought? Hey, Ian. Good to see you, bud. Love that picture of you with your new girlfriend I saw yesterday. She's pretty. For those of you that don't follow Ian on Facebook, he was standing next to a life-size statue of Gal Gadot in the Wonder Woman outfit. And he's standing beside her and got this huge grin on his face. And I seen it and just started laughing, and the first thing I said is, "Hey, that's your new girlfriend?" Walker is one. Walker is one. You are correct, sir. What is the second one? There is two counties to which the Battle of Chickamauga took place. It was Catoosa and Walker. Catoosa and Walker. Yeah, I am too, Tony. I'm really kind of surprised we've not got into any weapons trivia yet. What was the name of the battle of the American Civil War that is otherwise known as the Battle of Pittsburgh Landing? What was the name of the battle of the American Civil War that is otherwise known as the Battle of Pittsburgh Landing? It was Shiloh. It was Shiloh. What was the name of the southern town that was never under Confederate control during the Civil War? What was the name of the southern town that was never under Confederate control during the Civil War? I could have typed faster if not for this ice cream bar. I hope you brought enough to share with everybody, young man. What was the name of the southern town that was never under Confederate control during the Civil War? It was not Birmingham. It was not Jackson. It was not Miami. It was Key West. Key West, Florida was never under Confederate control during the U.S. Civil War. Good job, Terry. What was the monthly wage of a Union private during the U.S. Civil War? What was the monthly wage of a Union private during the Civil War? What was the monthly wage of a Union private during the Civil War? It was actually more than $7 a month. Believe it or not, it was more than $10 a month. Yep, definitely not enough. But you figure the cost of living back in this, it was $13 a month. Good job, Lee and Jay. $13 a month was pretty good. Hey, Paul. Good to see you come running in with a bang. Just kick the damn door open. There you go. Keep eating dinner in the blood round. $13 a month. Ever figure out the guy from this morning? Nope. Never did. Can you name the Confederate general who had a wooden leg? Not can you name the Confederate general that had wood. Can you name the Confederate general that had a wooden leg? It was Richard Ass Owell. Or Stumpy. There you go. It was Richard Ass Owell. Woodleg Jackson. Oh, Yule? Like a Yule log? He had a wooden leg and his name rhymed with Yule, like a Yule log. Wonder if they carved his leg out of a Yule log. What did Civil War veteran John Stith Pemberton invent that made him famous? What did Civil War veteran John Stith Pemberton invent that made him famous? It was not Dr. Pepper. It was not a prosthetic leg. It was not Pemberton College. It was Coca-Cola. Civil War veteran John Stith Pemberton invented Coca-Cola in April 1865. Can you name the last man to die during the American Civil War? Can you name the last man to die in the American Civil War? Without looking it up on the internet. It does not emphasize, Tony. It does not emphasize. It just says, can you name the last man who died due to the U.S. Civil War? I'll even give you the date. May 13th, 1865. It was John J. Williams. John J. Williams. My next clue was going to be there's a famous musical composer named after him today. Jay just beat me to it. Which U.S. senator had sons fighting on both sides of the war? Which U.S. senator had sons fighting on both sides of the war? Which U.S. senator had sons fighting on both sides of the war? It was not Grant. Which U.S. senator had sons fighting on both sides of the war? It was John J. Crittenden. John J. Crittenden, U.S. Senator, had sons, one son on each side during the Civil War. Can you name the youngest general in the Civil War? Can you name the youngest general in the Civil War? Hey, BS. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're having a good day. You know, Terry, I don't know. I do not know if either one of his sons survived. Custer was not the youngest general to fight during the Civil War. Everybody actually did think that George Armstrong was the youngest man to hold a high rank, even though it was a field promotion during the Civil War, but there was somebody younger. Let me give you a hint. Let me give you a little clue. Based on his name, we know what he done with all of his spare change. Your clue is, based on his name, we know what he done with all of his spare change. It was not Banks. Good guess, but it was not Banks. The question was, can you name the youngest general in the Civil War? The clue was, based on his name, we know what he done with all his spare change. Tony, you have a good evening, bud. Take care of yourself. Get some rest. We'll catch you here in a few days. The youngest Civil War general was Galusha Pennypacker. Galusha Pennypacker. I don't want to know where he packed his pennies, but we know what he done with his spare change. Pennypacker. Hope he didn't pack them in his prison wallet. This will make you do a little bit of math. Based on the number of people living in America during the Civil War, what percentage of those people died during the conflict? Based on the number of people living during the Civil War, what percentage of those people died fighting in the conflict? Oh, not 39%. Much, much lower. There was a little over 3 million people living in the United States at that time. Nope, not 7%. We know from earlier questions that approximately 620,000 people perished during the Civil War. The total population of the United States was a little over 3 million. Simple math. 2%. 2% of the population of the United States perished fighting in the Civil War. On what day did General Robert E. Lee surrender formally at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia? On what day did General Robert E. Lee surrender formally at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia? Yeah, Terry, I agree. You would think it would be much higher, but the population of the United States was a little like, it was like I think it was like 3.12 million people at the time of the Civil War, and 620,000 of them died. It was not May 1st. So close. On what day did General Robert E. Lee formally surrender at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia? It was April 9th. 1865, when he sat down with his old schoolmate for the first time in years and signed a formal surrender. Can you name the unit that provided aerial surveillance of Confederate troops for the Union Army? Can you name the unit that provided aerial surveillance of Confederate troops for the Union Army? It was the United States Balloon Corps. The United States Balloon Corps. Good job, Jay. And our last question of the night, boys and girls. How long did the Battle of Spotsylvania last? How long did the Battle of Spotsylvania last? How long did the Battle of Spotsylvania last? Freedom, you have a good evening, dear. Tell your husband thank you for coming in, letting us know that you were having issues communicating with us. I'm glad we got that problem fixed. And tell him he's welcome back anytime. The more the merrier here. Yeah, I had never heard that, Terry. I had never heard that they robbed the place clean for souvenirs. I know that it belonged, I know the house belonged to a local businessman, and that's where they had fled once to the new location in Appomattox Courthouse to avoid the fighting. But thanks for fixing. Will do. Keep pestering him. All right, honey. You have yourself a good evening, and we'll catch you here in a few days. I got 13 days. I got 12 days. The answer they're looking for, and I'm going to count both of them, is 2 weeks. The Battle of Spotsylvania lasted for 2 weeks. And there you go, boys and girls. 1 hour and 45 minutes of Civil War trivia. They basically gutted it. Furniture, wallpaper, everything. Wow. That's almost mind-boggling that they won the war and still completely gutted that man's house, taking everything that they own. You too, Jay. You take care of yourself, bud. And tell Jan we said bye-bye. I figure she's probably FaceTiming with Ashley right now, so. Thank you, BS. Appreciate that. Good night, Terry. You have yourself a good evening, dear. We'll catch you on Friday morning. If we don't see you Wednesday evening for Unrestricted Paranormal. Y'all have a great evening. Thanks for stopping in and playing along with us. As always, it was fun getting everybody together and trying to do something, but just ending up having fun together. So, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch y'all in a few days. Have a good night, y'all.